Hey, what's going on, my peeps? Hey, again, today, Strok'en with Pipes. We're going to play a round, but today I'm going to introduce you guys to some of the fun features of tournament play. And I'm also going to talk a little bit more about the features in GSPro when you're actually playing around. So I'm just going to point out some different things and how you got to pay attention to certain things when you're playing, such as your lie, angle, where the ball is, whether it's in the rough, whether it's in deep rough, sand. There's all type of things that come into play, and there is penalty in regards to your distance when you're in certain areas. So GS Pro, which is really taking off and on the come up. The developers are doing a wonderful job with adding features and making the game even more fun. But as we get ready for the 2022 winter season into 2023, I'm gonna point out a couple things, including how games are managed, how you hook up with guys all across the world to play with them online. What some of the things that you would need for your sim room once you kind of get set up, and to communicate with a number of different people in regards to the social media platform. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about that as we kind of go through playing this round. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to play one of my tournament rounds. So to kind of give you a little bit idea of that within GS Pro, I'm going to be talking through and kind of showing you. So GS Pro has tournaments. So those tournaments are kind of managed, and you can sign up. There's a website called Simulator Golf Tour where you can sign up and get into a number of these little tournament events. And the list is huge, from individual events to two-man events to alternate shot. You got part 3, you got auto putt, you got money leagues. You want to play for some money against guys. So Simulator Golf Tour is the website. You can go out there and take a look. All of your information is captured no matter which launch monitor you're using. So it captures, and they do a pretty good job of policing, because it knows how far you hit the shot, how much spin it had on it, how much backspin, what the ball speed was, what the launch angle. So all those different things that comes into play with basically keeping people honest. The simulator world does have the ability to turn on boost, where there's a number of people that have their simulator and they can't hit driver, or they can't hit any of their long iron clubs. So there's this feature that allows you to put a boost so that you can hit a 6-iron maybe at the distance of your driver per se, so that you can be fun and you can compete. Well, within the software, and when you're playing on these tours, it knows that. It knows if you've changed that setting with the boost, etc. So, we're going to talk a little bit about that, and talk a little bit about online tour. Before I even get into that, there's this social media platform called Discord. Discord is basically you can kind of think of it as your Facebook, your communicator, your Twitter, kind of on steroids. And it's a social media platform maybe for gamers, where you can connect with people on the platform. A lot of the rooms, a lot of the groups you might have to be invited to, and therefore all type of different social topics. It doesn't have to be gaming. It can be finance. It could be taxes or whatever. There's a lot of different rooms where now you can communicate with other people that have the same interests as you. So Discord is kind of what a lot of the simulator golf world kind of utilize to communicate. There's a number of different Discord channels that's out there, and I'm just going to show you when you're in those channels. So I'm going to bring it up a little bit and just show you on the screen what it looks like. and just talk through a couple things, and then I'll get the plan, right? So, kind of show you a little bit with Discord, right? So, this is what Discord kind of looks like, or what Discord looks like, not kind of looks like, right? So within Discord, you got all these different channels. It is a little bit of getting used to. So down this side right here where you can see the mouse, you got different groups. You got your name, and you got these different channels. So this is the Simulator Golf Tour channel. You also have a Sim Golf channel. You got zeros and ones. Those are some of the golf simulator ones. So within the golf channel, Simulator Golf Tour, you also have these little windows and chats about different topics. So you can go from at the top up here. I'm gonna try to scroll down and scroll and show you a little bit. So these are the different topics that's under there. So you got the GSPro player room where people talk about the software. You got new courses release, new course discussion. You got looking for a game. Looking for a game is one of the number one, right? So if you're actually wanting to get together, you're like, oh man, I got some time, I want to play with some guys, then look for a game is where you would go and kind of just post a message in there, and other people may get this ping. Because what you can do is within Discord, you can set up whether you get notifications on your phone, on your computer, or whatever, people, and you can also control those notifications by the different rooms and channels that you're in. So when people are looking for a game and they want to play with other people, they go for looking for a game. So if I kind of jump in there real quick, you'll see people just say, hey, in that channel, you can kind of see, hey, looking for a game, you should, 4 versus 4, 2 versus 2. These are all the different people in there. I'm down if you all have space. And basically, that's Discord. So you got a lot of just communication, just like any other social media channel. And then when people get a game, you have these lobbies. So then everybody that you're gonna play with, you guys can go and pick one of the lobbies to kind of organize a group. So these lobbies that I'm showing you right now, these lobbies are people in those lobbies and they're playing together right now, right? So you got Team Canada, they're in there playing together. You got a couple other lobbies. The live shows you that they're live and they're actually streaming, their game. Similar to what I'm about to do, but they're streaming the game so that the other person that may be across the world can see them. They can see them hit, and then other people kind of go in these rooms, and then they look around. They watch them play, just to kill time. So if we jump into one of these real quick here, and then I'll kind of get out. But when I go in there, since I'm not playing with them or whatever, the first thing you want to do is just make sure you mute your mouse. So I'm gonna be quiet for a minute until I make sure my mouse is muted. Okay, so my mouse is muted. So now within that room, I can hear them talking to each other. They're playing the game. Everybody is kind of showing a camera, so you can pick which screen you want to watch, etc. within that game. And that's kind of how Discord works, right? So now, just to kind of show you, that's one. I'm going to exit out of here and get going. But I do this a lot, and you notice on some of my videos when I'm showing, is basically I'm meeting up with guys, and we're in a lobby, and we're basically just broadcasting our game, talking, communicating. So to do all that, really, within your sim room, you want to have yourself maybe a mic and also a webcam or multiple webcams. Those two, and then it's just like if you were doing a Zoom meeting or a Zoom call of some sort. It's basically a lot of the same setup. There's a lot within Discord. I don't know a lot about, really detailed, but it's like a huge, unbelievable platform for hosting, meeting, talking with people, communicating, and acting as if you're right there together, right? So I'm gonna exit out of that room, and you can just see there's a number of different rooms where games are going on right now. People are playing. talking with each other, and basically just enjoying sim golf. So here's all of the different lobbies. So you got lobby 1, lobby 2, lobby 3, 4, 5, and those are basically where people go and start and communicating with a game, right? So just do a little quick search in regards to Discord, and then you'll kind of be there and you kind of get messages. So up here, you can see I have messages. Those are some of my buddies that I have a DM with that send me direct messages, and they're probably asking me, if I want to play a game or just talking about other stuff, right? So that's Discord. That's how people organize and set up and get games going, right? So now, kind of get a little bit of that. Let's go ahead and get a little round going. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do one of my tournaments, but I'm going to do the part 3 one, just so it kind of goes a little quicker, because I also want to talk a little bit about a number of the different features. So once I'm in there, I'm going to go tournaments. My tournament list, which you see right here on the screen, is all based on what I signed up for. So when I go to that Simulator Golf Tour website and I sign up, and I should point out, so to get Golf Simulator Web Tour, because the guys that's all running this and the overhead and putting all this stuff together and the software behind that's making these two pieces of kind of work together. So there's a $60, I think it's a $60 membership per year. So you pay $60 per year to kind of be able to play on all the different tours. And there is one tour that plays against and plays for money against other people. I don't know a lot with the detail on that, but it's a possibility if you want to play that, right? And how they kind of manage it, but it's all through the same setup, right? So now with the tours that I'm signed up for, you can see the number of rounds. It changes week. There's this PGA tour. So the PGA Tour one, they kind of match what the PGA is doing. They try to match the week, and they try to match what course they're playing that week. And with most of the tours, you have either a week and sometimes 2 weeks to play your round. You don't have to kind of do it that day, so you can basically manage your time and say, when it starts, you got basically up to a week or 2 weeks to just put your round in. And go from there. On that website too, I'm not going to go into that, but I'll just mention it. So on the Simulator Golf Tour, also you see major leaderboard. You see all the type of stats you want. You can see every club the person hit and used. You can get all that detail: how many pars, how many birdies, how many fairways they hit, who's the longest drive. So all that detail is on that website, and which would be cool too if they go ahead and just link some of that stuff right from within the software. So we're going to go ahead and start our round. So I'm going to go ahead and say play round 1 for my part 3 one and get that going. Now, when you plan a lot of the tournaments, they are the people that's managing the tournaments and that set up the tournament, they determine all of the match settings. So all of the match settings, whether stroke play, what tees you got to play for, what pin, location, you're going to be using, what the gimme auto putt is, your elevation, stamp, all this stuff the tournament directors control, right? And they also control the different holes. So you can't change any of this, but you just want to note it for when you're playing. Like the stamp matters. It's based on how hard I'll hit my putt. Your gimme distance kind of matters because it matters, okay, how big the gimme circle is going to be, etc. And even though if I'm playing a tournament round, I can invite players, other people to play with me, even though they're not on that tour. They score just won't get posted with the tournament, but I can still play with them. As you can see that down here, where if I wanted to invite players, if I was coordinate some people from Discord, and we were going to play together. All right. So now we're just going to go ahead and now let this play. This may take a couple seconds because based on what course they're using for that tournament, if I haven't played that course, the software has to kind of download that course. Not download, yeah, it will download the course, but what it does is it has to get that course loaded, put that course into cache, and all of the details. So the more detail the course has in regards to trees, grass elevation, all that stuff that in regards to the graphics will determine sometime, and also how fast your computer is, or how powerful your computer is to kind of load and get the game ready, right? So we're kind of in there now. Now I'm gonna go ahead, turn on my normal little camera here. We're gonna play this one from our little upper side view camera. Okay, and we'll kind of get going. And again, this is the the part 3 winter, part 3 tour. So these will be all part 3 holes, right? Couple things I want to make note of, and I'm not going to go through. I'll make it so we can go fast, but I want to note, right? You down in the left-hand corner, you have which club you want to use, whether it be your 9, and then the other one is the right hand, right? Now, a lot of people don't change this with their sim. It really doesn't make a difference, except for maybe when you're putting. But if you want to get good detailed stats, and you want to be able to look at that, or when I'm going back and I'm looking at my videos and I see how I hit a shot, I at least know that I make that match with the club I'm using. A lot of people don't do it. I do it, because I play enough down here and enough golf. I don't have to rush through every round. So I just take my time and at least pick the club I want. The other thing to note too is your distance right in the center, but also underneath that it tells you whether it's uphill or downhill. So this one is 5 foot 10 inches uphill. That's what it plays. So it's 139. The 5 foot 10 inches uphill, you got to adjust for that. It can be uphill, it can be downhill. You have to adjust for that in this game, because you will get ding for that. The other thing to note too is the course you're playing. So when we picked this course and they had it set up, you want to pay attention to if the course you're playing, you want to pay attention to the elevation, because the elevation also comes into play on this game, and it will hurt you, right? Now, I'm not an expert on some of the elevations, so I kind of play it by feel, but I do take note of it when I'm playing a course that may be in Vegas or Arizona, because now you may be a 2 club or 3 club either longer or you might be a club or 2 shorter based on that. So you do want to pay attention to that elevation stuff, along with whether it's uphill, downhill, right? So I'll go ahead and get this one going and hidden. Also noted too, where I kind of put my ball speed up at the top here, up around the top here, and also my HLA, which is horizontal launch angle. Horizontal launch angle is basically the impact of the club as you're coming through. So those are one of the things I'm looking at. So I want positive. Positive means I'm actually coming in to out. Negative on the HLA means that I might have cut across it, which is typical for a lot of slices and or fades, right? So if you want to fade it, you're going to go with a negative number. If you want to draw it, you want to look at maybe a positive number, and or a push would be a positive number also, right? The other thing I'll look, like a lot of times I like to zoom in a little bit just to kind of see and kind of give myself and make me feel like I'm playing golf and I got to make decisions. The other thing is there's a heat map. So you have this heat map on the greens that you can look at that kind of gives you a little bit idea of what the green may be doing in regards to the runoff and the slope, etc. I believe like yellow, I'm not going to talk with the color because I'm not totally honest in regards to what they kind of mean, but there is a heat map that we'll have to get I can get a little more detail in regards to how to read it so that I tell you the right info, right? So, to kind of go here, I really have not warmed up much, so I'm just going to go through here and try to go through this pretty quick and talk about just some of the things in regards to the software and what you should take advantage of or note when you're playing. right away, we get here to the second shot. One of the things I want you to also take note of, especially in this game, when you see it, you see other videos. Not only do we have this detail here on that shot, but on this little mini map at the bottom, this gives you your ball info in regards to where it is and what area. So right now my ball is 2.8 degrees up in regards to the lie, and 0.5 degrees right. And basically the way you read that is, at least on the right, so 5 degree right means that you want to basically maybe aim a little left, because it's going to be a tendency that the ball is below your feet to the right, especially for a right-hander. So I want to adjust a little bit and maybe just go a little bit left, depending on what else you want to adjust, maybe because of the heat map and stuff like that. So you do have to pay attention to that, especially when you start to play more tougher courses, especially 18-hole courses. This is unbelievable. This you cannot. Hey man, I'm telling you, you cannot can't script this any better, right? That is probably my first chip in on GSPro, and we got it live, right? We got it live, going through a video. We get a chip in, so hey guys, enjoy. And that shot has been giving me trouble because the little 20, 28, 27, I really haven't figured out the distance and hitting that, but somehow we lucked up on that one, right? So now this one here, we are 109 yards, but we're 8 yards down, right? So you can do a little bit of calculation with that. So 8 yards, so my guess is, and I'm a field guy, so I'm not really a calculator, right? But I'm trying to kind of get that and like utilize that, but I'm thinking I can probably go down from my gap width and probably my sandwich. So I'm thinking about maybe 100 yards or so. Again, not really warmed up, but we'll see. Petty, club down. And you'll notice I use the voice commands, voice attack. So voice attack is a free software that you can set up, and then you can you can program it for different commands to have those commands execute in a certain application or just on the computer or a program. So I use it with GSPro. I use it with my sim simulator, so I don't always have to go to my keyboard and do stuff. Sometimes I can just do a voice command like that, right? So voice attack. You can do a Google search on that too. Again, it's a free software for a number of commands, and then you just pay a small little fee if you want to have a little more features in it. So let's see if we can get the sandwich downhill. Just hit a good shot. Oh, that's way out to the right. Wow. Gonna talk that one in, but it's good to kind of see. That's also one of the cool things I like. I have the Skytrak. There's a lot of different lock monitors out there, and people not really fond of Skytrak. You get a little bit of a delay after you hit. What I like, and when I talk about that, is on the delay, I can almost call my shot before Skytrak registers it, because I see it. And I can then see if Skytrak is accurate or give me the right data. So that's one of the things there, right? So now we got this one again. We are 42 yards. We're still 6 foot 10 inches downhill, right? So probably about 36, maybe. And I'm just guessing per se. And then so we got 6.8 down in regards to the bottom right. And we're 0.2 right. So again, it's going to be one of those little fall off. You want to aim a little bit to the left, etc. But it's not that much, so I'm not going to adjust too much. Kind of go right at it. I'm going to go in a little bit just to see if I have a false front, or something like that, and then how much room I have, and maybe with landing. Um, so one of the things too you could do, like on the mini map, you can kind of pinpoint and see how much yardage is to a certain point. So I can get about 35 yards, 36 yards to clear that bunker and kind of land it there. So that's what you can kind of do a little bit of that if you're really good with your distance control and stuff like that. All right. Feel like I pulled that a little bit. So, not bad. Not bad. Kind of talking through the video. Probably should have had a little more height on that. And then now on the green. So now with the green, one of the things with me and my Skytrak and my setup or whatever in regards to the distance. So when I'm playing and if I have buddies that come over and we're playing, I always got to tell them, especially on putting, right? So whatever the distance is on the screen, so this putt is 26 foot 9 inches. It's also 1.4 uphill, right? So basically within my distance, I just have to calculate half of that really, because I want to hit it half of that. I know from my putting area to the end of my track is 8.5 feet, right? And so I really only need to hit this putt maybe 13 foot or 13 feet or so to kind of get it there, even with the uphill. And that's more or less just based off of the speed of my environment for whatever reason, right? So I don't need to I don't need to go and hit it like it's 26. I just need to go half of that, so I'm gonna say about 13, right? And I know I got 8.5 to the end of my screen, and you still, you want to adjust a little bit based on the break. The little white balls and stuff on the green give you the break. So you see it's a right to left break and also uphill. All right, so let's see if we can at least get this close or get this in a circle or even make it. See if I can calculate out about 13. Felt like I hit that a good distance. Not enough. So a little bit with the uphill wasn't enough, so I probably should have went maybe a little more, maybe 14 or 14 and a half or so. And again, that's all just based on the feel, etc. So this one here is still kind of just pretty uphill a little bit, but then it's the little break. That break seems to be a little hard, but it's a short putt. So it's 5. I just need to hit this probably a good 2.5 to 3. As you can see that ball on my track and how far it rolled. You can see that how far it rolled in regards to my track. Not far at all, right? So there we go. Now we got some of that out of the way. Some of the things to pay attention to. Like I said, while you're watching these videos or you're watching this, again, you got to look at the bottom here. You're up and right, and you also got to look at uphill, downhill, and also pay attention to your lie. So your lie will be right here. Right now it's telling us on the tee. If we were in the rough or heavy rough, you'll see it right there too. This is telling me about a 9 iron. I kind of like that number. My 9 iron on a good one, I should be able to get it there. Feel like I left that out to the right again. Yep. Wasn't a good strike at all, but once I stop going through some of the talking, I'll lock in a little bit and maybe hit some good shots, get some more chip ins, right? So now you can kind of see that my lie is in the rough. So there's a penalty with the rough. I don't know offhand exactly the detail, but there's another piece to note too. Is now this one is 4.7 left. So 4.7 left means that now I got to aim a little bit right to offset that. So I want to go a little bit right to offset that, at least for a straight shot. I like that number, 59. So let's see if I can make that happen. While we're doing that too, like I just had a slight little hiccup here. This time of the year too, as you'll see, I have a little humidifier going, so I do get a little bit of static electricity. Static electricity that kind of affects a little bit. So this time of the year, I have a little more of this where I just got to just work with that. So I have my humidifier going to kind of help out with that part. All right. So looking at the green too, it seems like it's in the back. So I got a little more green to work with and kind of land it there. Remember 4.9, so I'm gonna go a little bit to the right, try to hit that number. Yeah, pulled that a little bit. Pulled it a little bit and a little short. Not as much break. Still a little bit uphill. 31. I'm gonna go about, I just wanna hit this about 15 or so. And that part varies. That part varies depending on all the different people. That's kind of my number in my environment. That varies for different people and stuff, and you kind of get used to what you need. Right? And now I'm off a little bit. I'm off just a little bit on that number. With you also have to take in consideration too the stem. So I put a lot of my thought and my number based on a certain stem. So now I gotta just adjust that. I think this round is at a stem of 11. You can see that where it lands on my mat. But yeah, this one they have it running at a stem of 11. I didn't notice too, but I think also they may have the green set a little different too. Take a quick look again. I want to say the green might be set as off. Can't see it. Can't see it now, but I want to say that the green may have been set. Oh, here it is over here. So the greens is set at soft, the fairways at normal. There you go. On the low left-hand side right here. All right. 21. 21. Set at putter. That's good. We'll go with that. Don't want to go too long. If we can get something close. Actually, it's not putter. I'm sorry. It should be. There's a little bug when you go out of that screen that it goes to tipping wedge. It goes to putter. So you got to remember to put it back until that bug is kind of fixed. When it's putter, it's looking for a putt. So a lot of times you might hit and swing, it doesn't pick up because it's looking for the ball to be in a certain area. Double pull. All right. Got 35. rough, left, not too much. Go ahead and get some close here. Feel like that's all me. I'm looking at that HLA on that 5.5. Feel like a lot of that is all me. In regards to a lot of that is all me. In regards to takeaway. A little bit left to right on the start. 15. Oh, 6 or 7. Oh, dismiss. Back on. $60. So 158.98. Yeah, I like that number. And then let's not miss this one to the right. Kind of give you a lot of little good information. So now we'll go ahead and speed this up and concentrate and try to post ourselves a good round here. Again, I want to thank you guys for watching. Strok'en with Pipes. Hey, you enjoy the video? Don't forget to hit that like button. Leave me a comment. Hey, hit that bell so you get notified when I post and go live with other videos. All right? I didn't hit that one too hard and have it lip out. But those things in regards to the game, in regards to the lie, the setting, the up, downhill, all that makes a big difference, especially if you want to play well within the environment or with this software. hill, 17 for about 8. Oh, so close. So close. Online play and playing with guys and utilizing Discord is a lot of fun, especially this time, the winter and this time of year. Um, there's a lot of sim users out there now with all type of setup from basements, garages to family rooms. So you can pretty much any time of the day find yourself a game. So like I pulled that a little bit too. Yep. So this one we got deep rough. We got 37 out of the deep rough. I almost want to play this a little more, but I feel like because we're under 40 yards, it's not going to penalize us too much. But I'm going to probably try to get it play it as if it was maybe 40 yards or so. That was a good 9-iron. To go down, probably about 7, maybe 7.5. Feel like that's a good number. It's like once you kind of get a feel for it, it's just a matter of when the different courses where there are some harder greens and also with harder spins. So you just gotta. It basically is really good because it kind of keeps you working and not just going through the motions. A lot better with that versus just out pounding balls. At least you can be really thinking golf and working on your game in that aspect, in that ram. with 8.9 up. Caddy club down. Caddy club up. Caddy club up. In the trees a little bit here. Deep rough. 23 yards. Too hard. Yep. Hard. Like I may have hit that too hard. Stop. Not enough break. Not enough break. And what we'll do is I remind you guys to give me a like and hit that bell. We'll switch the camera angle on this, and now we'll go a little down the line on the camera for the last 8 holes or so. All right. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Downhill. So we'll stick with little 6. See what we look at. Got here. That right there, my friend, is the ball flight that I'm working on. That's the ball flight I'm working on. That's what I want to get to. As you can see, that HLA, horizontal launch angle, 2.6. That's an in out, kind of went out, came back. That's where I'm actually working towards. And I want that to be my shot. Right? So we'll see. It goes and comes. It's not consistent right now, but that right there gives me a little bit of promise. That it's possible. Pay off. Take advantage of that. Big shot. At 1.12, 7 yards uphill. Yards up. As you can see, we got that little bunker front, little sucker pin placement, but I like that. It's only sim golf. Get it. Don't leave out to the right. Don't leave it out there. Like when it's deep rough here, look like maybe in front of the tree. That's kind of good. Just go off this mini map. 7 yards. It's a good example where we don't want to leave it in the woods. Let's get on the green and trust our putting. I'll try to pop it up just a little bit. Since we got a tight pin location. So let's look at that VLA. Let's see how much height I can get on this one. So the VLA right here. So let's see how much height I can get on this shot. Almost a little flop shot. All right. Flopped it pretty good inside. See how it turns out. Oh, look at that. Look at that VLA. 49.4. And we got a makeable putt. So, for those of you thinking you can't flop the ball with the Skytrak, it can be flopped. It can be flopped. When you're all set up right and everything is good, you can pull it off. Determining the distance is another thing, but you can pull it off. So let's roll this one in. And that will make for a great up and down save. Pretty straight here. Downhill 9. Get this about 4, maybe 5 to make sure we get it there. Alright, I like that distance control. It's a matter of being straight. Well done. And that's a great up and down right there. Great up and down. So again, we got 125, we got down. Also, so in the mini map too, when you're playing, so you look at where my mouse is, that red line, that red outlining represents hazard. So within the mini map, it might be red or it might be white. If it's white, it represents out of bounds. If it's red, it represents a hazard. So on this shot, I don't want to be short because I'll end up in the hazard per se. All right, so that's the other thing to kind of note within the game and utilize the mini map. We're also 9 yards down, so we just got to put a good strike on this. Maybe get it on the green, but get too pretty, you could be in that hazard. All right. See what we can do here. I did not hit that great. I bounced it a little bit. Clear the hazard. Oh, good thing I didn't switch clubs, you know? So I stayed with the pitching wedge. I bounced it just a little, but that's what those pin placements will do for you. They set you up. Try to get it close and you have no room for error. Try to hit a nice little easy chip here and see what happens. Alright, take a par. Take a par and get out of here. Especially after that tee shot. Cool. We're almost there, guys. Got 3 holes to go. Also, so when you're putting too, you see this info here on the left-hand side. So it shows you your percentage in the speed and the spin. This is something that you definitely take note of, especially when you're coming out of the rough or hitting in the rough. You can kind of get a gauge on how much is taking off your shot because of your lie that you have, right? Cool. So now you're going to be a GSPro specialist. You're going to go out and get your sim, and maybe we'll be playing online together. But hey, no mercy though. I'm taking no prisoners. So this one here, downhill. Caddy, club down. I think we're going to go a little bit here. I think I can hit a nice little 7-iron out there. Come back. Yeah, I felt like I didn't catch that solid. I thought it was just going to be a straight push, but you can see it came back for me just a little bit. That HLA of 9.7 is a lot. But we'll get there. Still early. Gotta get a good little chip here. A little more height on it. See if we can get it in that circle. Go. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. The guy that's soft green, so probably not as much run out, but I'm always working and practicing something, so get ready for some of the bigger tournaments. And those Friday nights, beat up on the guys. Like that. I like that. I like that. Again, guys, thanks. Hey, Strok'en with Pipes. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along with me and learning a little bit about Discord, GSPro, and seeing that early chip in for Birdie. A little thin, probably out to the right. Yep. Made the green, but we got a nice little long putt, which is gonna be a big little gamble here. 85, so I gotta try to get this about 40. Hard to kind of calculate that. Let's see if we can just stroke and maybe get it inside that circle, or at least 2 putts. If we got a 40, if we got a 44 in us, no, it's downhill. Yeah, about a 40, 41. I have no idea. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All right, let's clean it up. Let's clean it up. And that, my friend, is an unbelievable 2-putt. Even for a sim. Unbelievable 2-putt. Hold it just a little. HLA is probably a negative. Oh, right on, 0, 0. Come on, come on. Come on back for me a little bit. I bet. Double breaker here. Almost straight at it maybe. Right there. Let's see what we'll get here. 14. About 6, 6.5. Downhill. Ah, a little too hard. Don't lip out. Don't lip out. Stop. Yep. Dude, I hit it a little too hard. At the par. So again, you're in the world, man, or you want to follow along, don't forget, get that Discord. Get on some of the social media, whether it be Facebook or Twitter. Follow along with Discord. Get on Discord, and then you can talk with some of the guys and do a lot of some online events, and also hook up with other guys to play against right from the privacy of your own home and your own sim room. All right. There's really some fun nights playing against the different guys. Be good. And that, my friend, is the end. And then the other cool thing too, within GSPro now, is they do give you some stats. After a round, there's some bugs still in it because if you're playing against other people, it doesn't give you the number. But usually when you're playing by yourself, it'll give you the number. So you get your longest drive, you get your fairways hit, greens in regulation, birdies, eagles, etc. So it gives you this information when you're playing by yourself. And even if you're doing an 18-hole course and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool. They do have a little bug where if you're playing against other guys online, it doesn't calculate yet. But I'm pretty sure that the next update, they're going to have some of that stuff resolved. So, again, hey, thank you guys for watching. Enjoy Strok'en with Pipes. And until next time, you guys be good.